Okay guys, I'm just going to hop right into the recipe. Here I am measuring out 2½ cups of all-purpose flour right here in my sifter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to measure out all the ingredients, the dry ingredients, into my sifter and sift it all together. So let's go ahead and get out our 2½ cups of all-purpose flour right into our sifter. Okay, 2 teaspoons of baking powder going right in with the flour. Okay, now I'm going to measure out 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Okay, here I have 1 teaspoon of ground ginger going in. 1 1/2 teaspoons of cinnamon, 1/4 teaspoon of ground cloves, and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Okay, now we're going to sift all the ingredients into our bowl. I know you are probably wondering why I put almost a fail in my title. Well, it wasn't the recipe, it was because I couldn't find my round cake pans. Yesterday was a very, very weird day and nothing was going right and I couldn't find my round cake pans. So I had to make my cake in a 9x13 baking pan instead of the round pans, and that's why I called it a fail. Okay, now that this is sifted, we're going to go ahead and preheat our oven. So we're going to preheat our oven to 350 degrees. Okay, so now we're going to work on our wet ingredients. And here I have brown sugar, and the measurement for the brown sugar is 1 1/2 cups of tightly packed brown sugar. So 1 1/2 cups. We're going to come in with the other half and put it right there in our bowl. Then we're going to come in with 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Now we're going to come in with 1 cup of canola oil. This is what I'm using today. You can use vegetable oil or you can use coconut oil. Now we're going to come in with 4 large eggs and we're going to crack them right into the bowl with all our ingredients. Okay, now we're going to come in with a special ingredient that will make your cake very moist, and that's 3/4 cup of unsweetened applesauce. Applesauce going right in. Now we can't forget the most important thing, and that's pure vanilla extract. So we're going to get a measuring spoon and measure out 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. Now that we've got all of our wet ingredients together, I'm going to take a wooden spoon and I'm going to start mixing this all together, making sure all of the eggs and the sugar are well incorporated together. And also make sure that you don't have any lumps in your brown sugar. I'm mixing up all of these ingredients and the smell is just so delicious. I mean, it makes you think of autumn, it makes you think of the holidays, and I hope you try this recipe because it turned out absolutely perfect. Okay guys, this looks just about done. So I'm going to go ahead and grab my dry ingredients and put it into the wet bowl, and we're going to start folding it in. Okay guys, I have gone ahead and put the dried ingredients in with our wet bowl. So I'm going to go ahead and start folding the flour in gently into the wet ingredients until it becomes a smooth mixture. While you're folding in your mixture, make sure you scrape the sides of the bowl and the bottom of the bowl to make sure all the dried flour gets mixed in with the wet ingredients. Okay guys, I have been stirring this for some time now, and it looks like it's just about ready to put in our carrots and our pecans. And as just a reminder, make sure that all of your flour has been scraped off the bottom of your bowl. It is now time to fold in our carrots. Here is 2 cups of shredded carrots going right into the mixture. And with that, I'm putting 1 cup of chopped pecans. Okay, we're going to give it a good mix and make sure everything is well incorporated together. I wanted to let y'all know too, this recipe that I have calls for fresh grated carrots. I only had shredded carrot that I had bought from the grocery store, which is totally fine. You can use that and it works perfect, just like the fresh grated ones that you would do at home. But if it were me, I would prefer to have the fresh grated carrot that you would do yourself at home. Okay guys, it looks like we've got this all mixed up together really well, so I'm going to go ahead and start prepping our baking pan to bake our cake. Okay guys, so here's a 9x13 baking pan that I have. I wanted to do the round pans, I couldn't find them. So the 9x13 is what I'm going to use. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to spray nonstick spray on the bottom of my pan, and then I'm going to come in with a piece of parchment paper that I cut out, and I'm going to put it in the bottom, and I just want to make sure this is not going to stick. So I'm going to go ahead and put some flour down in the bottom and go ahead and sift the sides until it's well coated. You're probably wondering why I'm doing all this for a 9x13 pan, why I'm not just going to keep it in this 9x13 pan. Well, I'm going to take it out of the pan when it's done after it cools, and I'm going to cut the cake in half, and I'm going to put some icing in the middle and then put the other half of the cake on top and finish icing it. So that's why I really wanted to have the round cake pans, because I wanted to decorate it really nicely. But it doesn't always work out that way, so that's okay. We're going to work with what we got, and I'm going to go ahead and flour this and go ahead and put my batter in and bake it. Okay, now it's time to start putting this cake batter into this pan. Now, you want to make sure you scrape out all of the ingredients out of your bowl and use your spoon and spread it evenly throughout your pan, because this is a thick batter after you put the pecans and the carrots in. So just make sure you take your spoon and spread it out as evenly as you can, and even tap it once on the counter, and put it in the oven and let her bake. Okay, so here you see me taking my spoon and just spreading it out as evenly as I can throughout my pan. Y'all let me know down in the comments if y'all like this carrot cake. Let me know if you try it. And don't forget the special ingredients of the applesauce to put inside the cake batter. It makes it nice and moist, and it gives it a good flavor too. Okay guys, it looks like we are done spreading this in the pan. So I'm going to put it in the oven at 350 degrees for 40 to 45 minutes. And we're going to make our icing. Okay, so we're going to make our cream cheese frosting as our cake bakes. So in this bowl, I'm going to measure out 4 cups of confectioner's sugar. I want to also tell y'all, I put out my cream cheese and my butter an hour before I put it inside of the ingredients for my frosting, just to make sure it blends well. So let's go ahead and put this last cup of confectioner's sugar in there. And now we're going to get out our butter that has been at room temperature. And we're going to need 1/2 cup, which is 1 stick of unsweetened butter. And it's going right into the bowl. Okay, now it's time for my cream cheese. I'm going to put in a whole 16-ounce package of cream cheese. I also put this out to get to room temperature. So I'm going to open this up and put this in with the butter and the powdered sugar. Okay, last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and measure out my vanilla extract. And I'm going to go ahead and put in 1 1/2 teaspoons of vanilla extract right into the bowl with the cream cheese, butter, and powdered sugar. Okay, we're going to put down the mixer, and I'm going to go ahead and blend this on high until it is smooth. Okay guys, it looks like our frosting is now smooth, so I'm going to go ahead and take a knife and get all of this frosting off my beaters, because we don't want to waste any of that frosting. Okay, so let's go ahead and frost our cake. Okay guys, so I'm going to go ahead and dump this over out of this pan. It has been out of the oven for a few minutes. It's been cooling, and I'm going to dump it out and then take the parchment paper off the bottom of the cake. And this cake turned out so moist. It was so moist and delicious. I loved it. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my knife and I'm going to cut the cake into 2 pieces so I can put the frosting down in the middle of the cake. This was a little hard to do because this is a 9x13 cake, and it would have been so much easier just with round cake pans, but I wanted to make the best out of this cake, so I went ahead and tried to cut down the middle of the cake to make into 2 different pieces, and go ahead and put the frosting in the middle. I always love frosting in the middle of my cake slices, so that was what I was trying to accomplish by doing this. Okay, so now that I've gotten the 2 pieces separated, I'm going to go ahead and separate them and start icing the bottom half. Okay guys, here you see I've got some of the icing already on the bottom half of the cake. And I went ahead and put the bottom half on my cake box holder. I have a little cake box that I put this in, and it has a little insert, which you see right here. And you just pick the cake up out of the cake box with this little gadget. So I went ahead and put it on a flat surface, as you see. And I'm just going to go ahead and frost the bottom half of the cake. And then we're going to put the top half on and put the remainder of the icing on the rest of the cake. Okay, so now that we've gotten all the frosting on the bottom half, we're going to come in with the top, and I'm going to go ahead and put it on top of the bottom half layer. Y'all, I was very surprised that this cake did not break on me. Anyways, I am going to go ahead and grab my frosting, and I'm going to start putting the frosting on the remainder of the cake. And I cannot wait to cut me a piece because I really want to try it. Okay, y'all, I'm almost done frosting this cake, and just for future reference, I think I'm going to do this recipe over in another video with round cake pans. I just saw this recipe being a lot different from what it came out to be, but the cake recipe was perfect. The fail was not the cake at all, but I hope everybody tries this recipe And let me know down in the comments if you do try it. And I will put all the ingredients and the measurements down in the description box below. I hope you liked it. And as always, thank you so much for watching. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.